Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and we are back with DIY art bin, and I've got a project share and we're also going to do a let's make this. So the let's make this is going to be the Frankie cup, and the one that I've already made is this one. So this one is quite detailed. If you actually go onto DIYARTBIN's page and have a look, you'll see that it's quite crunchy and it's heavily coloured, but not as heavily coloured as I've done it. I've actually done mine in watercolour and I just think it's great. So let's go in with that one first and then I can measure it. So there it is. Manic little kitty cat. And he's got two crow friends, and he's got, you know, swirly bits, and he's got a lovely little spider web coming off that pumpkin there. Now, as I said, I did go a lot grungier than the website, and I did that because I wanted to use the Panalisa Cosmos paper pack, and I just thought it being grungy, or excessively grungy, would just suit it better. So if we get a little close up there, I've used, as I say, watercolour, and I've used white fine liner, and I've also used a black fine liner to go into the grooves, which wasn't actually waterproof. So I just used a water brush to make it bleed out in some areas, to just scruff it up a little bit more, because I don't know, they're really cute but they just look utterly bedraggled, don't they, if you know what I mean. So now that it's made up, and it is according to the website, so everything is positioned where it should be, I'm going to go up to the top of the crow there, and I am going to say that that is 3 3/4 inches high. That's what I'm going to say, yes. And then the width of it, and I've tried to kind of place everything as it should be. It's a fraction over, oh, let's have a look at that again. A fraction over 3.5 inches. So that's the kind of size cards that you're going to be looking at. And I think this one is a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. But I just love that paper pack. I just think it looks great for things like that. You know, I know a lot of people buy it to do fairies and stuff, but I think for Halloween, it's just, you know, spooky, atmospheric. Right, so we are going to be doing the Frankie cup today, and it's already in pieces because I'm just about to fly off now, quite literally on my broomstick, and do some die cutting, and I will be right back. Right, so that's all done, and I put all of my little pieces there on a sheet of white cardstock so that you can see them. And let's just get some clarity there. I think that's it. And a white gel pen if I need to use it. Definitely going to need a pickup tool for this one. This is a wax tip pickup tool. I get them from AliExpress. This one's rather battered and old, and I tend to, because they're quite long, I just get them and snap them in half, and then you just sharpen it up. You can see that one's broken. I just sharpen them with a pencil sharpener if you want to, or just use your fingers to clean any glue or yuck off the ends, but they're really cheap and useful. And I'm also going to be using the black and orange in my Touch 5 markers, and I don't know if the numbers are going to show there, but they are 24 marigold and 120 black. Now, I'm just scooting about on my chair. Now, this is the one that's going to need the Touch 5 markers because it's an orange and black candy cane. But everything else I've done kind of as is to the website. Now, if I can move some of these bits out of the way, I'm going to show you the main cup die because it's embossed so that you can see where all of your little bits will go. Now, this is a sheet of cardstock that I've printed onto, so I've actually printed the shade of green that I wanted, rather than start digging in my boxes for a sort of horrific looking green. It's a little bit puce. I think that's the word. If it's not, somebody could tell me. Right, now then, where do these pieces go? I'm going to show you. I'll do it slowly so that if you've got it, you can see. So you're going to need a white ring there. you're going to need a black shadow, which will go inside of your white ring up there. So we're going to glue these bits first, and then you're going to need a purple or whatever colour you want. It could be, you know, chocolate muddy if you want it to be, and that is going to go in there. So you can see your curved pieces are faced up. Now into those curved pieces, I'm going to show you that close up. Whoops. Let's just grab it all. You can see that they are cut so that you can tuck your bits in. Now your bits that get tucked into there are your eyeball, and your candy cane goes on that side, and your little scary hand goes on that side. So that's what those are for. And of course you've got the embossed area here, which is where your hair goes. Now I'm following the colours of the website. You don't have to do that. I mean, if you want a pink Frankie cup, then you can have one. And the handle, I believe, is in white, so I've done that white. And I've got my green hands, which, as you can see, is going to pop into there. So that's another bit. But first of all, I'm keeping all of my little pieces down here, which are the mouth, eyes and tongue, because I just don't want to lose them. And I'm putting them off to one side, and we're going to start gluing the top of the cup. Now, the best way to do this is to put your white ring down first, because then everything else, got fluff on it, can butt up to that. So I'm using Dollar Tree glue, which is Jock glue. It's what I always use. I know it used to be $1 and now it's $1.25. I don't think the bottles have shrunk, because I've still got 2 large ones from last year, but they contain, I think, 8 ounces, which lasts ever such a long time. Right, so you want to get your circle down onto your embossing lines like that. Don't worry if you've got any glue there, because we're going to put our bits in. So the next bit that goes in is our purple bit, and I'm just popping some glue onto there. Now you want to make sure that you're not covering up your bits where you want to pop stuff into, so just free those up slightly with your fingers. Then you want to pop that in. Don't press it down too much at the moment, because you want to make sure that you've got your black piece in straight. So let's just go along there, pop that in, and then we'll see if we've got it even or not. So we can have a look. Slide things around if you need to. Right, and that will do. So we've got the shadow at the top of the cup now. We've got our purple looking stew for our hands, and I think we're going to stick the hand in there actually. And to do that you just need a little bit of glue. I'm going to go onto the back, and then I'm just going to find that slit while I'm holding that, and I'm just going to push on that a little bit. And if you can't get it in, whoops, then I would suggest using a poke tool or something. I'm just putting my little hand down for a minute so that I can feel that. And of course, if you want to, you can go ahead and glue your hand and stuff in before you glue your purple bit down. So I've now got my hand into that bit, and that actually pops up proud, so it's a nice extra little piece of dimension. So that is the hand, and I've done that bit. And while I've got this, I'm going to go with my hair, and I'm just going to put the glue into the embossed bit. I'm staying away from the edge, because when I push down it's going to squish, and we're going to line that up. And as you know, me and my camera, I can't see, and as you can see, I'm well away from the embossed lines. So I'm just going to bring that in, and then slide that bit up. I think that should be it. So we've got his hair on there. There he is. Frankie's keeping his hair on. Right, next thing I want to do is the eyeball, which will go in the top of the cup. And this piece is 4 pieces, and I'm now going to grab my pickup tool. So we've got a white highlight, we've got a green bit, and we've got a white bit, and we've got a black bit. And I believe this goes off kind of to a skew. So I just want to make sure that I glue my pieces in the right place. I think the eyeball is looking upright, I think. And I'm pretty sure actually that I've cut this out wrong. I think I should have cut a large green, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing it in reverse here, so you'll have to forgive me. This bit that I'm putting down right now should have been green. I've done it in black. Just going to line that up slightly. And then this bit that I'm popping on that's green should have been black. So obviously, you know, green being the colour of the eyeball. But as it's a spooky thing, I don't think it really matters. And then I think the highlight of the eye kind of goes off on an angle. Like that. I think that's how it goes. A bit scary. And then I'm just going to let that dry for a second and I'll be right back. Right, so the eyeball's dry, but before I can put the eyeball in, the actual candy cane goes behind the eyeball. So I'm now going to use my Touch 5s to colour them in, and I'm going to do the whole thing in orange first. And then I'll add my black stripes, not the other way around, otherwise you can find stuff, you know, kind of travelling and running into each other. So just pop whatever colours you've got, whether it's watercolour or marker or pencil, and just colour your candy cane in orange. And now we're going to go in black, and I'm just going to sweep the colours across. Now I'm positioning it in a direction that makes sense to me, and all I'm doing is following those lines. Doesn't have to be accurate because it's you know, it's a bit of fun. Now you don't have to do the bottom one because that's going to get hidden behind the eyeball. So we've got a nice orange and black stripy candy cane there, which if I pick it up and don't throw it around, is going to go about there. So I'm just going to put a little touch of glue on and stick it on. Whoops. All fingers and thumbs today. So I'm going to put that about there. And then I'm going to get my white gel pen, if I can get it working, and try and put a shadow line up there. So I'm going to go here and hope that it's working. It is nice to use a white gel pen because it just adds, you know, little fun highlights to things. And like the little hand here, the spooky hand, give him some little white fingernails. Have you noticed he's only got 3 fingers and a thumb? There. So he's got some little fingernails now. And now we can pop the eyeball down. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just there underneath the candy cane. And I don't want to press too hard because sometimes when you're using wet glues, it can actually mark the die cut that you're using, if you know what I mean. So try not to let it stick to your finger. And I'm actually going to go there. So we've now got a floating eyeball, a hand, and we've got our pumpkin candy cane, and now the handle needs to go in around there. Now I'm somebody who usually does things like this, and then I'll pick the piece up and move it over to where I want it. So that's just me, but you can do things however you want to. And I'm going to say that that goes there. Right. So now we've got the handle down, and we need to pop in the mouth, which is this one. I think this one is supposed to be dark green, but I've cut mine in black. And that's what I was saying, you know, you can use whatever colours you want to, really, but I have stuck mostly with what you can see on the website. And once again, utilise the embossed area on your die to line it up, which I didn't there. You can see how way out I am with the mouth. So you just slide it up and slide it along until you get it straight. I'm just looking at that. There we go. I think I've got it this time. Now I'm going to press it. And then we've got his lovely white teeth. So just a couple of dots of glue into there. And then I've got the teeth over here, which I'm just about bringing into the picture. And then we're just going to pop those in. And once you've got them there, you know, just pick your piece up and manipulate them up and down towards you until they just drop into position. So there we go. He's now got a nice scary mouth. The next thing is the tongue, and the tongue does stick out, I think, from about here. So just a little bit of glue there, and we're going to give him his tongue. So got his tongue hanging out, bless him. And now the eyes. The eyes are layered. So we're going to have to put down the black rings first. And I do think I got this this part of the eye correct. So I can, because this whole area is going to be covered, I can just go in there now with my glue. So the first parts are the black. So I'm just going to pick that up and pop that down. And then just pick it up and maneuver it until you've got it into position. And then grab your other bits. The next bit is the purple. So we're going to pop that in. And then I'll just kind of line them up in a second. I'm just doing this so that you can see the order. So they are like rings within rings rather than layered, if you know what I mean. Now you'll notice that I haven't pushed anything down yet, so that I can still move my eyes around. And then into the centre, we're going to put black. And then once I've got those in, I'll know that, you know, I'm pretty safe to kind of squish it about a bit. Right, so we've got the black bits on there. And I am squishing. Okay. Make sure all that's stuck down. And then last but not least are the little white highlights of the eyes. And I do have two of those. I'm just going to scoot them into the picture. And they're kind of inwards of the eyes, but I think staying within the black outline. So I've got two little dots of glue down there, which kind of almost look like what I'm about to stick on. I think they go just at a very slight angle. But I'm going to have a look at them in a second, because if I don't like it, I'll move them. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm pressing that and I'm pressing that. And there we have our little Frankie cup. So pick it up. It's still obviously it's damp, but that can go on a tag. You can tie it through there and use it as a tag or as a little element on your Halloween card. So that is what I have got for you today. Now I am going to be up with more. I'll get some clarity in there. I'm going to be up with some more DIY art bin on Monday. But tomorrow I am up with a design team haul from Eiffel Store, and that will be his Halloween stuff. Yeah, I've got to go rummaging through the box and see what's in there. I thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.